The Millionaire Mindset Shift. A Money Mastery Audiobook. Welcome to Money Mastery Audiobooks. Today's audiobook is The Millionaire Mindset Shift. If you're ready to transform the way you think about money, success, and financial freedom, then you're in the right place. Building wealth isn't just about earning a higher income or getting lucky. It begins with changing the beliefs, habits, and decisions that shape your financial future every single day. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new audiobook. Every week, we bring you practical lessons on personal finance, investing, entrepreneurship, wealth creation, and financial freedom to help you take control of your financial future. Many people spend years searching for the perfect investment, the ideal business opportunity, or the fastest way to become rich. Yet they overlook the one factor that influences every financial decision they make: their mindset. The way you think about money affects how you earn it, how you spend it, how you save it, how you invest it, and ultimately how much wealth you build over your lifetime. The truth is that lasting wealth is created from the inside out. Before your bank account changes, your thinking has to change. Before your circumstances improve, your habits must improve. Before you can achieve financial freedom, you must first become the kind of person who consistently makes decisions that lead to financial success. Throughout this audiobook, you'll discover 6 powerful mindset shifts that have helped countless successful entrepreneurs, investors, and self-made millionaires build lasting wealth. You'll learn how to replace scarcity with abundance, think like an investor instead of a consumer, develop daily habits that create long-term success, embrace calculated risks with confidence, build multiple income streams, and create a financial legacy that extends far beyond your own lifetime. These principles are practical, timeless, and available to anyone willing to learn and apply them consistently. No matter where you're starting today, every great financial journey begins with a single decision to think differently. So find a comfortable place, eliminate distractions, keep an open mind, and get ready to discover how one powerful mindset shift can completely change the direction of your financial future. Let's begin. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why two people can earn the same income, receive the same education, and have access to the same opportunities, yet end up with completely different financial futures? One person builds wealth, invests wisely, and enjoys financial freedom, while the other struggles from paycheck to paycheck, burdened by debt and financial stress. The answer often isn't intelligence, luck, or talent. More often than not, it's mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of every financial decision you make. It influences how you earn money, how you spend it, how you save it, and how you invest it. It affects the risks you're willing to take, the opportunities you notice, and the habits you practice every single day. Long before wealth appears in your bank account, it begins in your thinking. Many people believe that becoming wealthy requires a high-paying job, a winning lottery ticket, or being born into the right family. While those circumstances can certainly make the journey easier, they are not what define lasting financial success. History is filled with self-made millionaires who started with very little. They didn't all have extraordinary talent or unlimited resources. What they shared was a different way of thinking. They viewed challenges as opportunities, valued long-term growth over short-term pleasure, and committed themselves to learning, improving, and taking consistent action. Your beliefs about money shape your financial reality more than you may realize. If you believe money is always scarce, you'll likely hesitate to invest, avoid opportunities, and focus on what you lack. If you believe wealth is only for a lucky few, you may never develop the habits that make financial success possible. But when you begin to believe that wealth can be built through knowledge, discipline, patience, and consistent action, your decisions start to change. And when your decisions change, your financial future begins to change as well. Building wealth isn't about making one perfect decision. It's about making thousands of smart decisions over many years. Choosing to save instead of overspend. Investing instead of consuming. Learning instead of making excuses. Taking calculated risks instead of allowing fear to control your future. These seemingly small choices compound over time, just like money invested wisely. What feels insignificant today can become life-changing years from now. The encouraging news is that mindset is not something you're born with. It isn't fixed, and it isn't reserved for a select few. It can be developed, strengthened, and transformed through learning and intentional practice. Every successful investor, entrepreneur, and financially independent individual began somewhere. They all had to overcome limiting beliefs, develop better habits, and learn lessons that helped them grow into the people they eventually became. Throughout this audiobook, you'll discover 6 powerful mindset shifts that can reshape the way you think about money and success. You'll learn how to replace scarcity with abundance, think like an investor rather than a consumer, build habits that support long-term wealth, embrace calculated risks, create multiple income streams, and focus on building a legacy that lasts far beyond your lifetime. As you listen, don't simply ask yourself whether these ideas sound good. Ask yourself how you can apply them to your own life. Even one new habit or one better financial decision repeated consistently can create remarkable results over time. Remember, every millionaire was once a beginner. Every successful investor made a first investment. Every thriving business started with a single idea. Every journey toward financial freedom begins with one decision: to think differently. Let's begin with the first mindset shift, moving from scarcity to abundance. Chapter 1, From Scarcity to Abundance. Every financial journey begins with the way you see the world. Before you earn more money, invest in the stock market, start a business, or purchase your first investment property, you already have a financial mindset. Whether you realize it or not, that mindset influences almost every decision you make. One of the biggest differences between people who struggle financially and those who consistently build wealth is the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. A scarcity mindset is rooted in fear. It tells you there isn't enough money, enough opportunity, enough success, or enough prosperity to go around. It encourages you to believe that if someone else succeeds, there is somehow less success available for you. It convinces you that your circumstances determine your future and that your financial life can never truly improve. When someone operates from scarcity, they often make decisions based on protecting what little they have instead of creating more. They avoid opportunities because they're afraid of failure. They postpone learning because they believe it won't make a difference. They hesitate to invest because they're focused on what they might lose rather than what they could gain. Fear becomes the driving force behind every financial decision. An abundance mindset is completely different. People with an abundance mindset believe that opportunities can be created. They understand that knowledge can be learned, skills can be developed, businesses can be built, and wealth can grow over time. They don't believe success is limited to a lucky few. Instead, they recognize that discipline, education, persistence, and consistent action can dramatically improve their financial future. This doesn't mean they ignore reality or believe that success comes easily. They understand that building wealth requires hard work, patience, and smart decision-making. But instead of focusing on obstacles, they focus on solutions. Think about how two people can experience exactly the same setback. One person loses a job and immediately believes their future is ruined. They tell themselves that jobs are impossible to find, the economy is against them, and nothing ever works out in their favor. They stop looking for opportunities because they've already convinced themselves that failure is inevitable. The other person experiences the same setback but responds differently. They update their skills, expand their network, explore new industries, or even start a side business. They ask themselves, what can I learn from this? What opportunity might this create? Instead of allowing fear to control their decisions, they choose action. The event was the same. The mindset was different. And over time, the results become dramatically different. Successful people don't spend all their time complaining about problems. They spend their time looking for answers. Every challenge contains a lesson. Every obstacle presents an opportunity to improve. Every mistake provides valuable experience that can help you make better decisions in the future. This doesn't mean pretending problems don't exist. It means refusing to let problems become permanent excuses. Another important characteristic of an abundance mindset is gratitude. At first, gratitude and ambition may seem like opposites, but they're actually powerful partners. Gratitude allows you to appreciate what you already have. Ambition inspires you to continue growing. You don't have to choose between being thankful and wanting more. You can appreciate your current progress while continuing to pursue bigger goals. People who practice gratitude often make better financial decisions because they spend less time comparing themselves to others. They aren't constantly trying to impress people with expensive purchases they can't afford. Instead, they're focused on building a life that reflects their own values and long-term goals. Comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy financial progress. There will always be someone with a larger house, a newer car, or a higher income. If your happiness depends on keeping up with everyone else, you'll always feel like you're falling behind. Wealthy people understand that financial success isn't about appearances. It's about ownership. It's about building assets, creating opportunities, and increasing financial security over time. An abundance mindset also embraces continuous learning. The world is constantly changing. New technologies emerge, industries evolve, markets shift, and new opportunities appear every year. Those who continue learning are better prepared to recognize these opportunities when they arise. Reading books, listening to educational audiobooks, studying investing, improving professional skills, and learning from experienced mentors all expand your ability to create value. The more value you can create, the greater your potential to increase your income and build wealth. Education isn't something that ends when school is over. For many successful people, lifelong learning becomes one of their greatest competitive advantages. Another important part of abundance thinking is becoming comfortable with calculated risk. Many people avoid every opportunity because they're afraid something might go wrong. But every worthwhile achievement involves some level of uncertainty. Starting a business involves risk. Making investments involves risk. Learning a new skill requires the risk of making mistakes. Changing careers requires courage. The goal isn't to eliminate risk completely. The goal is to reduce unnecessary risk by becoming more informed, preparing carefully, and making thoughtful decisions. Knowledge reduces fear. Preparation builds confidence. Action creates momentum. As your confidence grows, you'll begin seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Perhaps the greatest benefit of an abundance mindset is that it puts you back in control of your future. Instead of believing life simply happens to you, you begin believing that your daily choices shape tomorrow's results. Every dollar you save, every book you read, every new skill you develop, every wise investment you make, and every disciplined decision you repeat moves you one step closer to financial freedom. You may not be able to change your past. You may not control every circumstance you face. But you can control your mindset. You can choose to focus on opportunity instead of limitation. You can choose growth instead of fear. You can choose learning instead of excuses. You can choose action instead of procrastination. Those choices, repeated consistently over time, have the power to transform not only your finances but your entire life. The shift from scarcity to abundance doesn't happen overnight. It begins with one decision, the decision to believe that your future can be better than your past and that the habits you build today can create the wealth you desire tomorrow. That single mindset shift lays the foundation for everything that follows. In the next chapter, we'll explore another powerful shift that changes the way wealthy people make financial decisions, learning to think like an investor instead of a consumer. Chapter 2, Think like an investor, not a consumer. One of the most significant mindset shifts on the journey to becoming financially successful is learning to think like an investor instead of a consumer. At first glance, this may seem like a small distinction, but it has a profound impact on your financial future. Every day, you make choices about how to use your money. Those choices either move you closer to financial freedom or further away from it. Wealthy people understand that money is more than something to spend, it is a tool that can be put to work to create even more money. Consumers and investors look at the same dollar differently. A consumer asks, "What can I buy with this money today?" An investor asks, "How can this money create more money tomorrow?" Neither spending nor enjoying life is wrong. We all need to pay for necessities, and it's perfectly reasonable to spend money on experiences and things that bring value to our lives. The problem arises when consumption becomes the primary purpose of every paycheck. Many people work hard all month only to spend nearly everything they earn. As soon as they receive a raise, their lifestyle expands to match their income. A larger paycheck often leads to a larger car payment, a more expensive home, additional subscriptions, and increased spending. As a result, they earn more but don't actually become wealthier. This is known as lifestyle inflation, and it's one of the greatest obstacles to building long-term wealth. Millionaire thinkers approach income differently. Instead of asking how much more they can spend, they ask how much more they can invest. They understand that every dollar invested today has the potential to grow for years or even decades. One of the most important financial principles is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that has the potential to increase in value or generate income. Examples include diversified investments, ownership in profitable businesses, rental properties, and other productive assets that can build wealth over time. A liability is something that costs you money to own or maintain. While many liabilities are necessary and can improve your quality of life, they generally don't put money back into your pocket. Wealthy individuals often focus on acquiring assets first. As those assets grow and begin generating income, they can comfortably afford many of the things they want without placing themselves under financial pressure. Imagine receiving a bonus at work. One person immediately spends the entire amount on a luxury purchase that loses value over time. Another person invests a large portion of that bonus into assets that have the potential to grow for many years. Years later, those two decisions may produce dramatically different financial outcomes. This illustrates the power of intentional financial choices. Every dollar you earn has a job. If you don't decide where your money will go, it will almost always disappear into unnecessary spending. Purposeful spending means giving every dollar a clear assignment before you spend it. Some dollars pay your living expenses. Some build your emergency savings. Some are invested for the future. Some support your personal growth through books, courses, or developing valuable skills. When every dollar has a purpose, your finances become intentional instead of reactive. Another characteristic of investor thinking is delayed gratification. Delayed gratification means choosing a greater reward in the future instead of immediate pleasure today. This isn't always easy. Modern society constantly encourages instant satisfaction. Advertisements promise happiness through purchases. Social media creates pressure to keep up with other people's lifestyles. Credit makes it easy to buy things immediately, even if you can't truly afford them. Investor thinking challenges that mindset. It asks, will this purchase improve my financial future, or is it simply satisfying a temporary desire? Often, waiting before making a purchase leads to better decisions. Many impulse purchases lose their appeal after a few days. That simple pause can save hundreds or even thousands of dollars over time. Successful investors also understand the incredible power of compound growth. Compounding occurs when your investments generate returns, and those returns begin generating returns of their own. Over long periods, this creates accelerating growth that can seem remarkable. The key is consistency. You don't have to begin with a fortune. Many financially successful people started by investing modest amounts on a regular basis. They allowed time, discipline, and compounding to do the heavy lifting. Consistency often matters more than perfection. Trying to find the perfect investment opportunity can lead to endless waiting. Investor-minded people understand that making thoughtful, consistent decisions over many years is usually more effective than trying to predict every market movement or waiting for the perfect moment. Investor thinking also extends beyond financial markets. Investing in yourself may provide one of the highest returns you'll ever receive. learning a new skill, improving your communication, developing leadership abilities, studying entrepreneurship, reading books that expand your knowledge, attending workshops or earning professional certifications. These investments increase your ability to create value, and in many cases, greater value leads to greater earning potential. Your knowledge becomes an asset that no one can take away. Another important lesson is recognizing the difference between price and value. Consumers often focus on what's cheapest. Investors focus on what's most valuable over the long term. Sometimes paying more for higher quality, better education, or tools that improve your productivity produces significantly greater returns in the future. Making wise financial decisions requires looking beyond today's price tag and considering tomorrow's potential benefits. Of course, every investment carries some level of uncertainty. That's why successful investors continue learning, diversify appropriately, avoid emotional decisions, and think long-term instead of reacting to every short-term change. Patience becomes one of their greatest financial advantages. Building wealth is rarely about dramatic overnight success. It's usually the result of hundreds of wise financial decisions repeated consistently over many years. Every investment you make today is a gift to your future self. Every unnecessary purchase you avoid creates another opportunity to build wealth. Every skill you develop increases your ability to earn. Every dollar invested with purpose strengthens your financial foundation. Thinking like an investor doesn't mean you never enjoy your money. It means you build your future first and enjoy the rewards from a position of financial strength rather than financial stress. The more you train yourself to see money as a tool instead of a reward, the more your financial habits begin to change. Over time, those habits can transform your income into lasting wealth. In the next chapter, we'll explore another essential shift in the millionaire mindset, developing daily habits that consistently create financial success. Chapter 3, Develop Millionaire Habits. If mindset is the foundation of wealth, then habits are the building blocks. Your life today is largely the result of what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally do. Every day you make hundreds of small decisions, many without even thinking about them. You decide when to wake up, how you spend your time, what you eat, what you watch, what you read, and how you manage your money. Individually, these decisions may seem insignificant. But repeated day after day, month after month, and year after year, they shape your future. The same principle applies to building wealth. Most millionaires didn't become financially successful because of one extraordinary decision. They became successful because they consistently practiced habits that moved them toward their goals. Their daily routines reflected their long-term vision. The encouraging news is that habits can be learned. No one is born with perfect financial discipline. Successful people develop it through repetition and commitment. They understand that excellence is rarely the result of motivation alone. Motivation comes and goes, but habits remain. One of the most important millionaire habits is living below your means. This doesn't mean depriving yourself or refusing to enjoy life. It simply means spending less than you earn so you have money available to save and invest. Many people increase their spending every time their income increases. They buy a more expensive car, move into a larger house, or upgrade every part of their lifestyle. While there's nothing wrong with enjoying the rewards of your hard work, constantly increasing your expenses makes it difficult to build lasting wealth. Millionaire thinkers often do the opposite. When their income grows, they increase their investments before increasing their lifestyle. They allow their assets to grow first, knowing those assets can eventually provide financial freedom. Another powerful habit is following a budget. Some people think budgeting is restrictive, but the opposite is true. A budget gives you control over your money instead of allowing your money to control you. Without a plan, it's easy to wonder where your paycheck went. With a budget, every dollar has a purpose. You know how much is going toward living expenses, savings, investing, personal growth, and future goals. A budget creates clarity. And clarity creates confidence. Saving consistently is another habit shared by financially successful people. Many people believe they'll begin saving once they earn more money. Unfortunately, that day often never arrives because spending rises along with income. Successful people save first. They treat saving like any other important financial commitment. Instead of waiting to see what's left over at the end of the month, they set aside money before they begin spending. Even modest amounts saved consistently can grow significantly over time. Another habit that separates wealthy individuals is a commitment to continuous learning. The most successful people understand that increasing their knowledge often increases their earning potential. They read books. They listen to educational audiobooks and podcasts. They study investing, leadership, business, communication, and personal development. They stay curious. Learning isn't something they did only in school. It's a lifelong habit. Knowledge allows you to recognize opportunities that others overlook. It helps you avoid costly mistakes and make more informed financial decisions. The more valuable your skills become, the more valuable you become in the marketplace. Time management is another essential millionaire habit. Every person has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference lies in how those hours are used. Highly successful people understand that time is more valuable than money because money can be earned again, but time can never be replaced. They prioritize activities that create long-term value. Instead of spending hours on distractions, they dedicate time to learning, planning, improving their health, building relationships, growing businesses, and investing in their future. This doesn't mean they never relax. Rest is important. But they use their time intentionally rather than allowing distractions to consume their days. Planning is another habit that often goes unnoticed. Successful people don't simply hope for better results. They create goals. They write down plans. They measure progress. And they adjust when necessary. Having clear financial goals gives your daily actions direction. Instead of vaguely wanting to become wealthy, you begin working toward specific objectives, such as paying off debt, building an emergency fund, increasing your investments, starting a business, or achieving financial independence. Clear goals make better decisions easier. Another important habit is consistency. Many people wait until they feel motivated before taking action. Millionaire thinkers understand that motivation is temporary. Some days you'll feel inspired. Other days you won't. If your success depends entirely on motivation, your progress will constantly rise and fall. Habits remove that uncertainty. You save because it's part of your routine. You invest because it's scheduled. You learn because it's part of your daily life. You continue moving forward whether you feel inspired or not. Consistency always outperforms occasional bursts of effort. Think about someone who exercises for 20 minutes every day compared to someone who works out for 4 hours once a month. The daily habit produces better long-term results. Money works the same way. Consistent saving. Consistent investing. Consistent learning. Consistent discipline. These small actions compound over time. 1% improvement each day may seem insignificant, but over months and years those improvements create remarkable transformation. Another valuable millionaire habit is taking responsibility. Financially successful people don't spend years blaming the economy, their employer, their upbringing, or bad luck. They focus on what they can control. They ask themselves better questions. What skill should I learn next? How can I increase my income? What mistake can I learn from? What opportunity am I overlooking? Taking ownership doesn't mean life is always fair. Unexpected challenges happen to everyone. But accepting responsibility gives you the power to respond rather than simply react. Perhaps the greatest millionaire habit of all is patience. We live in a culture that celebrates instant results. People want overnight success. They want investments to double immediately. They want businesses to become profitable in a few weeks. Real wealth rarely works that way. Most financial success is built gradually. One wise decision at a time. One investment at a time. One habit at a time. Over months and years, these small actions begin producing extraordinary results. When people see someone who has become financially successful, they often notice the outcome but overlook the years of consistent habits that made that success possible. There are no shortcuts that can replace discipline. There are no hacks that can replace consistency. There are no secrets that can replace daily action. The habits you practice today are creating the financial life you'll experience tomorrow. If you consistently spend, you'll develop the habit of consumption. If you consistently save, you'll develop the habit of discipline. If you consistently invest, you'll develop the habit of building wealth. Every day gives you another opportunity to strengthen the habits that move you closer to financial freedom. Remember, success isn't created by what you do once. It's created by what you do consistently. In the next chapter, we'll explore another important mindset shift that has helped countless entrepreneurs and investors build wealth, learning to embrace calculated risk instead of allowing fear to control your future. Chapter 4: Embrace Calculated Risk. One of the biggest differences between people who achieve extraordinary financial success and those who remain financially stuck is how they view risk. For many people, the word risk immediately creates feelings of fear and uncertainty. They associate risk with losing money, making mistakes, or experiencing failure. As a result, they spend years avoiding opportunities because they believe staying where they are is the safest choice. But here's the reality. Avoiding all risk is often the biggest financial risk of all. Think about it. If you never invest because you're afraid the market might decline, you also miss the opportunity for long-term growth. If you never start a business because you're afraid it might fail, you never give yourself the chance to build an additional source of income. If you never learn new skills because you're comfortable where you are, you risk falling behind as industries evolve and technology changes. Doing nothing may feel safe today, but over the long run, it can become one of the most expensive decisions you ever make. Successful entrepreneurs and investors understand that risk cannot be eliminated. It can only be understood, managed, and reduced. This is why wealthy people rarely take reckless risks. Instead, they take calculated risks. A calculated risk is a decision made after gathering information, studying the situation, considering the possible outcomes, and preparing for challenges. Imagine two people who want to open a business. The first person quits their job, borrows a large amount of money without a plan, and hopes everything works out. The second person researches the market, develops valuable skills, creates a business plan, builds savings, understands the competition, and starts gradually while managing expenses carefully. Both individuals are taking risks. But only one is taking a calculated risk. Preparation doesn't guarantee success, but it greatly improves your chances. Knowledge reduces uncertainty. The more you learn, the better your decisions become. This is why successful people spend so much time studying investing, business, leadership, finance, marketing, and communication. Every new skill increases confidence because it replaces uncertainty with understanding. Another important lesson about risk is learning to accept failure as part of the journey. Many people believe successful entrepreneurs never fail. The truth is almost the opposite. Most successful people have experienced setbacks, disappointments, rejected ideas, failed investments, or unsuccessful businesses at some point in their lives. The difference is that they don't allow failure to define them. They allow it to teach them. Failure provides feedback. Every mistake reveals something that can be improved. Every setback contains lessons that make future decisions wiser. Imagine learning to ride a bicycle. Very few people succeed without falling. If every fall convinced you to quit forever, you would never learn to ride. Business, investing, and wealth creation work much the same way. Every challenge develops experience. Every experience develops wisdom. Every lesson improves future decisions. This doesn't mean making careless mistakes is a good strategy. It means understanding that mistakes are often part of meaningful progress. Fear often causes people to wait for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they'll invest when the economy is perfect. They'll start a business when conditions improve. They'll begin saving when they earn more. They'll pursue their dreams when everything feels certain. Unfortunately, that perfect moment rarely arrives. Successful people understand that action creates clarity. You don't need every answer before taking the first step. Often, you discover the next step only after taking the current one. Another important principle is separating emotion from decision-making. Fear and excitement are powerful emotions. Neither should control your financial decisions. Instead, make decisions based on facts, research, careful planning, and long-term thinking. Ask questions. Study opportunities. Understand the possible rewards and the possible downsides. Create backup plans. Seek advice from experienced people when appropriate. Then make your decision with confidence. Calculated risk isn't gambling. Gambling depends mostly on luck. Calculated risk depends on preparation, knowledge, discipline, and thoughtful decision-making. One approach leaves your future to chance. The other puts you in the strongest possible position to succeed. Another characteristic of financially successful people is resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover after setbacks. Every investor experiences disappointing investments. Every entrepreneur encounters unexpected obstacles. Every career includes challenges. The people who eventually succeed are rarely those who never experience difficulties. They are the people who continue learning, adapting, and improving despite those difficulties. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" they ask, "What can this teach me?" That simple change in perspective transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It's also important to recognize that not taking action carries hidden costs. Every year spent delaying your financial goals is another year your investments could have been growing. Every year you postpone learning valuable skills is another year of missed opportunities. Every year you delay building additional income streams is another year of relying on a single source of income. Time is one of your greatest financial assets. Once it's gone, you can never recover it. This is why taking thoughtful action matters. You don't have to begin with a major investment or a large business. Start where you are. Read one book. Take one course. Invest a modest amount consistently. Develop one valuable skill. Launch one small side business. Every meaningful achievement begins with one decision followed by consistent action. Confidence isn't something you wait to feel. Confidence grows every time you take action despite uncertainty. Each success strengthens your belief in yourself. Each lesson increases your experience. Each challenge prepares you for greater opportunities. The goal isn't to eliminate fear completely. Even highly successful people experience fear. The difference is they refuse to let fear make their decisions. They gather information. They prepare carefully. They think long-term. Then they move forward anyway. Remember, financial freedom rarely belongs to those who never take risks. It belongs to those who learn to take the right risks for the right reasons with the right preparation. As you continue building your financial future, don't ask yourself how to avoid every possible mistake. Instead, ask yourself how to become knowledgeable enough to make better decisions. That mindset shift changes everything. In the next chapter, we'll explore another powerful principle of wealth creation, building multiple income streams and creating financial security that doesn't depend on a single paycheck. Chapter 5: Build multiple income streams. One of the most powerful mindset shifts you can make is moving away from relying on a single source of income. Many people spend decades depending entirely on one paycheck, believing that as long as they have a steady job, they'll always be financially secure. While having stable employment is valuable, putting all of your financial future in one income source can leave you vulnerable to unexpected changes. Jobs change. Companies restructure. Industries evolve. Economic conditions shift. No matter how secure a position may seem today, no source of income is guaranteed forever. This is why many financially successful people focus on building multiple income streams. They understand that true financial security comes from having money flowing in from different sources rather than relying on just one. Think of your income like the legs of a table. If a table has only one leg, it can't stand. If it has several strong legs, it becomes stable and resilient. Your finances work the same way. The more reliable income streams you build over time, the more stable your financial future becomes. Many people hear the phrase, multiple income streams, and imagine that they need several successful businesses immediately. That's not the goal. Building multiple income streams usually happens gradually. It begins with one additional source of income. Perhaps you start a small side business. Maybe you invest regularly in assets that have the potential to generate income over time. You could create digital products, write books, develop valuable skills that increase your earning potential, or build another source of revenue that fits your interests and abilities. The important thing is simply to begin. Small beginnings often lead to remarkable outcomes. One of the greatest advantages of an additional income stream is flexibility. Imagine receiving an unexpected expense. If your only income comes from your job, that expense may create significant financial pressure. But if you have additional sources of income, those earnings can provide valuable support during difficult times. Extra income also gives you more options. It allows you to invest more. Pay off debt faster. Build your emergency savings. Pursue opportunities with greater confidence. And move toward financial independence more quickly. Many wealthy individuals don't stop after building two income streams. They continue creating assets that can generate income for years to come. Some investments may produce dividend income. Some businesses generate ongoing profits. Rental properties may produce rental income. Books, online courses, or digital products can continue generating royalties long after they are created. Each income stream contributes to a stronger financial foundation. One of the most important principles is understanding the difference between active income and income generated by assets. Active income usually requires your direct time and effort. You work, and you get paid. When the work stops, the income often stops as well. Income generated by productive assets has the potential to continue even when you're not actively working every hour. This doesn't mean those assets require no effort. Businesses require management. Investments require research and discipline. Rental properties require oversight. Digital products require planning and updates. But over time, well-managed assets can provide increasing financial flexibility. Another key principle is reinvesting your earnings. Many people begin earning additional income but immediately spend every extra dollar. Millionaire thinkers often choose a different approach. They use a portion of their additional income to create even more income-producing assets. Imagine planting a fruit tree. The first harvest is exciting. But instead of eating every piece of fruit, you save some seeds and plant additional trees. Years later, you don't have just one tree. You have an orchard. Money can work the same way. Every dollar you reinvest has the potential to create future opportunities. This is one of the reasons wealth tends to accelerate over time. Assets create income. That income purchases additional assets. Those assets generate even more income. Patient, disciplined reinvestment creates momentum. Another valuable mindset shift is focusing on creating value. Every successful income stream begins by solving a problem or meeting a need. Businesses serve customers. Investments provide capital for growing companies. Books educate readers. Courses teach valuable skills. Consultants solve challenges. Entrepreneurs identify problems and create solutions. The greater the value you create, the greater your opportunity to increase your income. Instead of constantly asking, how can I make more money? Ask yourself, how can I create more value for other people? That simple question often leads to better business ideas, stronger relationships, and greater financial opportunities. Building multiple income streams also requires patience. It's easy to become discouraged if your first business grows slowly or your investments don't produce immediate results. Remember that meaningful financial success usually develops over years, not weeks. Every successful company started with a first customer. Every investment portfolio began with a first contribution. Every author wrote a first page. Every entrepreneur made a first sale. Progress often appears small in the beginning. But consistency changes everything. It's also important to avoid trying to build too many income streams at once. Some people become excited about every opportunity they hear about. They begin 5 different businesses. Start investing in unfamiliar markets. Launch multiple projects. And before long, they're overwhelmed. Successful people usually build one income stream at a time. They establish it. Strengthen it. Learn from it. Then use what they've learned to create the next opportunity. Focus produces better results than constant distraction. Remember, the goal isn't simply to earn more money. The goal is to create financial freedom. Financial freedom means having choices. It means having flexibility. It means knowing that your future isn't dependent on a single paycheck or one employer. Every additional income stream brings you one step closer to that goal. Whether you begin by investing consistently, starting a side business, creating digital products, developing valuable skills, or building another source of income, what matters most is taking the first step. Don't wait until everything is perfect. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn as you go. Then continue building. Over time, those steady efforts can transform your financial future in ways that once seemed impossible. In the next chapter, we'll explore the final millionaire mindset shift, creating a legacy of wealth that benefits not only your own life but future generations as well. Chapter 6, Create a Legacy of Wealth. As we come to the final mindset shift, it's time to look beyond earning money and building personal wealth. True financial success is not measured only by the size of your bank account or the value of your investments. It is measured by the impact your wealth has on your life and the lives of others. Many people spend their lives chasing more money without ever asking themselves an important question. What am I building all of this for? The millionaire mindset looks beyond today. It looks beyond next year. It looks beyond retirement. It thinks in decades and even generations. Building a legacy of wealth means creating something that continues to provide value long after today's work is finished. It means making financial decisions that not only improve your own life but also create opportunities for your family, your community, and future generations. Money by itself is simply a tool. It has no purpose until you give it one. When used wisely, money can create security, provide opportunities, support meaningful causes, help others achieve their dreams, and leave a lasting positive impact. This is why financially successful people often think differently about wealth. Instead of asking, "How much can I spend?" they ask, "How much can I build?" Instead of focusing only on today's lifestyle, they focus on tomorrow's opportunities. One important part of creating a legacy is protecting the wealth you build. Building wealth requires discipline. Keeping wealth requires wisdom. Many people work for years to accumulate money but never develop a plan to protect it. Unexpected emergencies, poor financial decisions, unnecessary debt, or lack of planning can quickly reduce what took decades to build. Protecting wealth begins with strong financial habits. Maintain an emergency fund. Avoid unnecessary debt whenever possible. Continue investing consistently. Review your financial goals regularly. Make thoughtful decisions instead of emotional ones. The goal isn't simply to become wealthy. The goal is to remain financially secure for the long term. Another important aspect of creating a legacy is continuing to learn. The financial world never stands still. Technology changes. Industries evolve. New opportunities emerge. Markets adapt. The people who continue learning are often the ones best prepared for future success. Many self-made millionaires remain lifelong students. Even after achieving financial independence, they continue reading, asking questions, improving their skills, and staying informed. They understand that growth never truly ends. A mindset of continuous learning keeps you adaptable in a constantly changing world. Creating a legacy also means passing knowledge to others. Money can certainly help future generations. But financial wisdom may be even more valuable. Imagine leaving your children or grandchildren not only financial resources but also the knowledge to manage money wisely. Teaching the importance of saving, investing, working with integrity, avoiding unnecessary debt, living below their means, creating value for others. These lessons can influence generations. Knowledge passed from one generation to the next can become one of the greatest gifts you ever leave behind. Generosity is another characteristic found in many financially successful people. Contrary to popular belief, building wealth and being generous are not opposites. In fact, many people become more generous as they become more financially secure. When your finances are healthy, you gain greater ability to support causes you believe in, help people during difficult times, contribute to your community, and create opportunities for others. Generosity reminds us that wealth is not only about accumulation. It's also about contribution. Of course, generosity doesn't always involve large amounts of money. Sometimes it's sharing knowledge, mentoring someone, encouraging a young entrepreneur, supporting a local organization, giving your time and experience. Every positive contribution creates a lasting impact. Another powerful mindset shift is thinking beyond immediate rewards. Modern culture often encourages instant gratification. People are encouraged to focus on today's pleasures while ignoring tomorrow's consequences. Millionaire thinkers reverse that perspective. They make decisions today that their future selves will appreciate. Every investment, every wise financial decision, every valuable skill learned, every healthy habit developed, every business built, every asset acquired. These choices become part of a legacy that extends far beyond the present moment. Remember, your legacy isn't determined only by what you own. It's determined by who you become. Integrity, discipline, wisdom, generosity, responsibility, patience. These qualities influence every financial decision you make. And they influence the people around you as well. When others see your example, they learn from your actions. Success leaves clues. Your habits may inspire family members to save more consistently. Friends may begin investing because they see your discipline. Future generations may develop healthier financial habits because of the example you set today. Never underestimate the power of your example. One person committed to financial responsibility can influence an entire family for generations. As you continue building wealth, remember that financial freedom is not the final destination. It is a platform. A platform that gives you greater freedom to serve others, pursue meaningful goals, support your loved ones, and create lasting opportunities. The millionaire mindset isn't just about becoming richer. It's about becoming wiser, more disciplined, more generous, more intentional, more focused on creating value. When your wealth is guided by purpose, it becomes far more meaningful than numbers on a balance sheet. It becomes a tool for creating lasting impact. The 6 mindset shifts you've explored throughout this audiobook are designed to help you build more than financial success. They're designed to help you build a life of purpose, security, opportunity, and lasting influence. Now it's time to bring these powerful principles together and discover how you can begin applying them immediately in your own financial journey. Conclusion. As we've reached the end of the Millionaire Mindset Shift, take a moment to reflect on everything you've learned. Throughout this audiobook, we've discovered that building wealth is about far more than earning a bigger paycheck. Financial success begins long before your bank account changes. It begins with changing the way you think, the habits you practice, and the decisions you make every single day. Let's briefly review the 6 powerful mindset shifts we've explored. First, you learn to move from scarcity to abundance. Instead of focusing on limitations and fear, you discovered the importance of seeing opportunities, embracing growth, and believing that wealth can be created through learning, discipline, and consistent action. Second, you learn to think like an investor instead of a consumer. Rather than asking what your money can buy today, you learn to ask how your money can create greater opportunities tomorrow. Every dollar has the potential to become a building block for your financial future when used wisely. Third, we explored the importance of developing millionaire habits. Success is rarely the result of one extraordinary decision. It is usually built through small, consistent actions repeated over many years. Budgeting, saving, investing, reading, planning, and managing your time wisely are habits that can transform your financial future. Fourth, you discovered why it's essential to embrace calculated risk. Avoiding every risk may feel comfortable, but it can also prevent you from achieving your goals. By learning continuously, preparing carefully, and taking thoughtful action, you place yourself in a position where opportunity can find you. Fifth, we discussed the importance of building multiple income streams. Financial security grows stronger when you create more than one source of income. Whether through investing, business ownership, digital products, or other income-producing assets, every additional stream brings you one step closer to financial independence. Finally, we explored how to create a legacy of wealth. True financial success isn't measured only by what you accumulate. It's measured by the opportunities you create, the wisdom you pass on, the people you help, and the positive impact you leave behind. The most important lesson from this audiobook is that your financial future is shaped by your daily decisions. Every dollar you save, every investment you make, every book you read, every new skill you develop, every wise financial choice you repeat. These actions may seem small on their own, but over time they compound into extraordinary results. Remember, you don't need to change everything overnight. Choose one lesson from this audiobook and begin applying it today. Perhaps you'll create your first budget. Maybe you'll begin investing consistently. Perhaps you'll read one personal finance book each month. Or maybe you'll start planning that business you've been thinking about for years. Whatever you choose, commit to taking action. Knowledge creates opportunity, but action creates results. The journey to financial freedom doesn't begin when you become wealthy. It begins the moment you decide to think differently and consistently act on those new beliefs. Every successful entrepreneur, investor, and self-made millionaire once stood exactly where you are today, at the beginning. Your future is shaped by what you choose to do next. One decision. One habit. One investment. One opportunity at a time. Keep learning. Keep growing. Keep investing in yourself. And most importantly, never stop believing that your financial future can become greater than your past. Thank you for listening to the Millionaire Mindset Shift, a Money Mastery Audiobook. We hope the ideas and strategies you've discovered today inspire you to take meaningful action toward building lasting wealth and achieving financial freedom. If you found this audiobook valuable, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new audiobook from Money Mastery Audiobooks. We regularly share practical lessons on personal finance, investing, entrepreneurship, wealth creation, money management, and financial independence to help you continue growing your knowledge and improving your financial future. If this audiobook encouraged or inspired you, consider sharing it with a friend, family member, or colleague. One conversation, one idea, or one new habit could make a lasting difference in someone's life. Remember, becoming a millionaire isn't about luck. It's about developing the right mindset, making wise financial decisions, staying disciplined, and remaining consistent over time. Your wealth-building journey starts with a single mindset shift, but it grows through the choices you make every day. Thank you again for listening. Until next time, keep learning, keep investing in yourself, and keep building the future you deserve.